cloudy day. Good morning / almost afternoon. I get the mail this morning when we're going to head to the bank. Ooh, that's always fun. Unfortunately, the bank will not be fun because I'm not making a deposit, but rather a withdrawal to pay people. So it's bills, not cash flow. After that, I'm going to have a meeting with a good friend of mine who I haven't seen in about 3 years. I used to live in her private guest casita, like up in Scottsdale, but then I moved to this luxurious place and I haven't left. Today's nice. I mean, it's cloudy, but it's nice. Just take the bike. Whew. That was a good ride, but a chilly one. Way chillier than I thought it would be. The motorcycle was a bad idea. I'm wearing a jacket now because it's raining, and I got the jacket because Acacia brought it to me. And Acacia brought it to me because my bike is dead. And my bike is dead because I was in there 2 hours. And I was in there 2 hours because there's some legal problems. And I left my lights on. And that's what's happened. So now, we're gonna try and charge it. Always an exciting day. Sorry. No worries, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah, it worked great. What you're looking at right there, that's the quintessential key right there of understanding business, right? As an employee, you know, job is J-O-B. And honestly, I've heard this once, I think it was in a book. J-O-B should stand for just over broke, because you're always paying yourself last. You're the last one to touch the money. You have to pay, you have to pay Uncle Sam, you have to pay the government first, then you have to actually pay all your bills. You gotta live, right? Gotta pay for water, gotta pay for trash, you gotta pay for your rent. And then last, you get the remaining peanuts that's left over. When you have a company, and keep this in mind, a company is not like this big entity. It's a few pieces of paper in a file in a cabinet somewhere at a corporation, like the Arizona Corporation for me, right? The Commission Corporation, because it's I have a few files inside a cabinet that say I have an LLC. That's all that a company is. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to pay yourself first without anybody touching the money, then pay your employees or your bills or your rent or whatever it takes to keep the lights on, and then lastly, pay the government. And that's why corporations do well.
So I don't need an LLC. I can just invest my money back into my company right now without an LLC.
Correct.
And I'll be good.
Correct.
So if I invest my whole $1,000 back into my company, I'm not going to be in debt to the government.
Nope. It's called expensing. If you make $1,000 and you literally spend $1,000 on your company, you don't owe the government any money. You spent it.
Okay.
But I might advise you to do this. You're so young, it's a joke. I would advise you to do this. If you want, just for trial and error, and I don't know if this is even legally allowed in California. I have to imagine it is. You should look in to see if you can actually start an LLC. But it would be cool to see that if that's possible. It's $150. Yeah. And then you have an LLC, and now everything that you make and then spend is what we call a write-off. But it would be kind of cool just to start your own LLC, just do it. You don't need to do it, but it would be kind of cool to do it just to say you did it. It's pretty easy. You're going to need it when you get older for sure. The fact that you're starting this now, it just blows my mind. You have such a jump on it, and you're hungrier than anyone else I ever met. So, it's the only reason I take your call, because I really want to see where you end up. Well, because most kids are going to go ahead and go buy a bike, and then they're going to go ahead and buy buy movie tickets and take their friends out to dinner and lunch. That's a problem, But if you have your own company, say you establish an LLC, and you'll say, well, I need the bike to actually get to work. It's a write-off. Oh, I actually took my friends, but we discussed business. See, this is
a little. So if I don't have an LLC, can I still do a write-off?
Yes, you can. I believe that if you don't have an LLC, you can still do a write-off as an independent contractor. So you'll be acting as a sole proprietorship, because you're not getting paid. You're not getting paid like a normal employee. You don't work for a company. You don't work for anybody. It's not like you work for, the Phoenix Suns, You don't get a paycheck like that with your taxes already taken out. So what they're saying, sure, you could do that. It might be good to actually have your dad show you a little bit about that. But I mean, truthfully, I think what they're trying to say is he's like, hey, be careful, son, because when you make $1,000, that $1,000 isn't yours. You haven't paid taxes on it. And if you spend all that money, you're going to be really in trouble because the government's going to come knocking and you're not going to have the money. That's where it's like really important to go, yeah, that is true, but if you spend the money in the right areas, they're not going to come knocking because you don't have the money.
Are there loopholes around taxes?
There are loopholes around taxes, yes. And that's why the rich get richer, because they know all the loopholes, or at least they can afford the accountants that know the loopholes.
Was that one of the loopholes, or what are the other loopholes?
Well, that's not a loophole. That's just a fact. Nobody wants to take the time. I think it took me 1 day to fill out the paperwork for an LLC. It probably took me like 4 hours, and then I think I had to pay $100 to have it posted online, and then it was it. So it's a public. I publicly promoted my LLC, and I had a business. So $150.
I don't have time for that, though. I don't have 4 hours to sit down and fill out paperwork.
Yes, you do.
I have to focus on. I have school, and
It doesn't matter. Cross Court TV is your company, so you definitely have 4 hours to allocate to that. Because if you don't have 4 hours to allocate to the success of the rest of your business, you won't.
The business is going to help.
Exactly. You need to have everything. You need to do it right in the beginning. Your dad might not want to do that. I mean, here's the thing: when you kind of like venture with somebody, you take on their own responsibility. So, okay, I'll give you an example. Like if George wanted to actually form an LLC with me, right, as a business partner.
Yes.
Correct. George could literally throw a club at a clinic. It could come out of his hands and hit someone in the face. And guess what? They're coming after George, or they're really coming after me and my company because it has more money. Do you know what I mean? So you gotta be really careful about that stuff. Or vice versa. Somebody could get hurt on my membership site or something, and then they could kind of come after me, and then George is in trouble as well. So you gotta really cover all your bases. That was a conversation with a 15-year-old named Will that I mentor, and I'm blown away by this because I don't give the younger generation enough credit, but this kid is so hungry. He asks me, how do you do an LLC? How do I make money? He built an online membership site at 15, a tennis membership site. Man, it's who's going to stop this kid? And I think to myself, I'm like, man, I wish somebody had kind of grabbed me when I was 15 and showed me about this new age and how to get business savvy and what to do. And nobody did. And that's the biggest reason that I want to help them. I can completely see why some people would never want to help someone. No one helped me. No one helped me figure it out. So good luck. And I can see that resentment. And I can see that. It's the opposite end of the spectrum for me. The complete opposite end. Nobody helped me at all. And it was really hard, and I had to do it myself. Which is the way it goes. But I will be damned I let anybody else deal with that. Because life is hard. Just straight up hard. No one even tells you how hard it is. When you're a kid, no adult's going, hey, this is hard. Get ready. And it is. So the fact that I can help him, set him up for that, it's such a big deal to me. I think as a business owner, there's two things that I see happening. As you become more successful, I notice that people will either ask you for money or ask you for a job. Those are the two things that will happen from the people around you in close to your circle once you actually achieve some type of success. They just want to be a part of it. Hey, can I get a job? Hey, can you give me some money? Because I want to start this. I want to start something myself. And I hate those mentalities. Will is the only person that's ever said, hey, Fish, you're making a little bit of money. You're making more than I am. How do you do it? He's the only person that has ever asked me how to make money. And that means a lot to me like a lot. So that's why I help him, because he's the only person that's ever asked me for help. Maybe only 15-year-olds think, maybe I can only help 15-year-olds right now. But someday I won't be able to just help 15-year-olds. Someday I'm going to be able to help people that are older. I look forward to that. That takes years of dedication and study to one particular thing. And then you can dispense that knowledge and that advice, because you've earned it. That's exactly what I want. I want to spend years studying something, be really good at it, and spend the rest of my life teaching it to others. Like, that's my dream. Like, that is my dream. I don't care about anything else. All materialistic items, that all stuff, that I just want to help some people and make a difference in their lives. And I think a lot of people share that, but they maybe just don't know where they want to make the difference or what they want to share. And I'm one of those people included, and that's kind of where it's great to share, because I'm going through that process. I'm deciding, like, what is it that I'm going to share with people? Like, what's going to be really, really special? I'll figure it out. And when I do, I'll dispense it. But along the way, I'm going to be giving a little bit along the way, because I think the process of finding exactly what you want to dispense just as valuable as what you're dispensing. If you're a golf coach, right? You're a golf coach. You're going to dispense golf advice. Like, that's duh. Like, that's what you've been doing your whole life. It makes sense. Well, maybe I don't want to be a golf coach, but maybe I don't know exactly what I want to dispense. That's okay. Show the process of what it's like to find what you're looking for, because that's valuable too. Maybe even more valuable, because I think there are more people out there that don't know what they want to do than do know what they want to do, and that's a good part of the reason I'm doing this channel too. It's an opportunity to chart that journey. Maybe there is some 15-year-old watching right now who says, wow, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to find my way. Or I'm going to watch Andrew and I'm going to get my ideas. Or even better yet, I'm going to document my journey from 15 years old. That's cool. That's cool. And that makes any effort of mine worth it. That's the feeling that I think you want to find. That's the feeling that you want to keep going after. Like, I got to do something that so few are ever going to do. I got to stand on the green at Augusta National and hug somebody who I had worked 3 years every single day and night for, because he won a Masters championship. But boy, was it gone in a matter of hours. In a matter of hours, it was gone. And I couldn't get it back. You can't win another Masters tomorrow. But I'm finding that Masters feeling every day when somebody says to me, hey, what you did inspired me. Or comment down below, hey, I like what you're doing. I don't maybe necessarily get it, but I like it and I appreciate it. That right there is a Masters victory. So I found something that can allow me to win the Masters every day of my life.